I want you to imagine two people. Person A starts investing $200 a month at age 25. They do it quietly, consistently, boringly, like a financial monk. No drama, no panicking, no checking their portfolio at 2 a.m. like it's going to say something different than it did at 1:58 a.m. Person B spends their 20s saying, and I am quoting real humans who have said this to my face, I'll start investing when I have more money. By age 65, person A has approximately $525,000. Person B has a Spotify premium account and some very fond memories. Welcome to the most important math lesson you never got in school. Today we are talking about compounding, the single most powerful force in personal finance, and why your complete misunderstanding of it is quietly, patiently, ruthlessly destroying your financial future. Sit down, pay attention. This one actually matters. Okay, let's start from zero because some of you genuinely don't know this, and that's not entirely your fault. The school system taught you how to calculate the area of a trapezoid, in which you have used exactly 0 times as an adult, but left out the thing that determines whether you retire comfortably or work until your knees give out. Great system. Really nailed it. Compounding is earning returns on your returns. That's it. Read it again. Slower this time. You invest money. That money earns interest or growth. Now that growth also earns growth, and then the growth on the growth earns growth. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, except instead of destroying a small alpine village, it's building you a retirement fund. Here's the simplest example possible. You invest $1,000. It grows 10% in a year. Now you have $1,100. Next year, that $1,100 grows 10%. You now have $1,210. You didn't add a single dollar. The extra $10 came from your previous gains earning their own gains. That's only $10, I can hear some of you saying. And yes, in year 2, you'd be right. You absolute short-sighted, beautiful disaster, you'd be completely right. But give it 30 years, that $1,000 untouched at 10% annually becomes $17,449. You did nothing. You didn't work harder. You didn't hustle. You didn't sell anything on Etsy. You just waited. The money multiplied itself like some kind of financial bacteria, and you just got to sit there and receive the results. That is compounding, and most of you are sleeping on it like it's a boring side character in a movie when it is actually the entire plot. Here's where I need to have a very direct, very loving, very slightly enraged conversation with you about the mistakes people make. Mistake number 1, waiting until you have more money. This is the big one. The granddaddy of all financial self-sabotage. The mistake so common it should have its own national holiday. I'll start investing when I make more. I'll start when I pay off my car. I'll start when the timing is right. The timing is never going to be right. Life is not going to hand you a little certificate that says, "Congratulations, your financial situation is now perfectly optimized. Please begin building wealth." That's not how any of this works. Every single month you wait is compounding you will never, ever get back. Time is the ingredient that makes compounding magic. You can't add more time later. You can add more money later. You cannot manufacture past years. Let me make this so painfully clear it haunts you. If you invest $5,000 at age 25 and never add another dollar, at 7% annual growth, you'll have roughly $74,000 by age 65. If you wait until 35 to invest that same $5,000, about $38,000. Same money, same rate. 10 years of waiting cost you $36,000. You paid $36,000 for the privilege of waiting. Was whatever you were doing in your 20s instead of investing worth $36,000? Was it? Was it? I'm fine. I'm totally fine. Let's continue. Mistake number 2. Stopping when the market drops. Oh, this one. This delicious, catastrophic, facepalm-inducing mistake. The market dips. People panic. They pull their money out, lock it in a savings account earning 0.01% interest like it's 1987, and wait for things to calm down. What they have just done is taken their snowball halfway down the hill and thrown it in a freezer. Compounding doesn't pause while you panic. It just stops working for you and starts working for the people who stayed calm. Every time you sell in a panic, some other investors on the other side of that trade, buying your shares at a discount, waiting for the inevitable recovery, and eventually collecting the compound growth that was supposed to be yours. You literally handed them your future wealth because you got scared. I say this gently. Stop doing that. Mistake number 3. Thinking small. Amounts don't matter. I only have $50 a month to invest. That's pointless. It is not pointless. $50 a month from age 22 to 65 at 8% annual returns is roughly $175,000 from $50 a month. That's less than most people spend on takeout and streaming services and random Amazon purchases of items they absolutely did not need at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. I know because I have been that person. We have all been that person. The amount doesn't matter as much as the habit. Start with $20. Start with $10. Start with whatever you can. The habit is the foundation. The money scales up later. Compound interest doesn't care that you started small. It only cares that you started. Okay. Deep breath. Let's build something instead of just tearing things down. Here's how you actually put compounding to work in your life. Step 1. Start now. Today. Not Monday. Not the first of next month. Not after your birthday. Right now, after this video ends, you open an account, a brokerage account, a Roth IRA, whatever is available to you, and you put something in it. Anything. The psychological commitment of starting is half the battle. Once you've started, continuing is easy. Not starting is the hard part because your brain will invent approximately 9,000 reasons to delay. Your brain is not your financial advisor. Stop listening to it. Step 2. Automate it. So your idiot future self can't sabotage you. Set up an automatic monthly transfer. Take the decision completely out of your hands. Because here's the truth about future you. Future you is going to have a bad week. Future you is going to see something expensive and want it. Future you is going to rationalize skipping just this 1 month. Automation means future you doesn't get a vote. The money moves before you can argue with yourself about it. This is not a lack of discipline. This is weaponizing your own psychology against your own worst impulses, which is honestly one of the most adult things you can do. Step 3. Leave it alone. This is the hardest step for a generation raised on instant feedback and the ability to check anything at any time from a glowing rectangle in our pockets. Do not check your investment account every day. Do not. It will go up and it will go down and it will make you feel things, and those feelings will make you want to do things, and those things will be wrong. Check it quarterly. Check it once a year. Pretend it's a plant you've put in a sunny window, and the only thing you need to do is not dig it up every 5 minutes to see if the roots are growing. The roots are growing. Leave the plant alone. Step 4. Reinvest everything. If your investments pay dividends, reinvest them. Automatically, every penny. This is where compounding gets truly stupid. You're now compounding the original investment and the gains and the dividends on the gains. It's compounding on compounding. It's a financial turducken, and it will make you unreasonably wealthy over time if you just let it cook. Look, here's what nobody wants to talk about. Compounding is boring. There's no thrill. There's no get-rich-quick moment. There's no story to tell at a party. You're not going to impress anyone by saying, I contribute monthly to a diversified index fund and reinvest all dividends. People's eyes will glaze over. Someone will change the subject to cryptocurrency. But you know what's less boring? Being 60 years old and having options. Being able to retire without panicking. Being able to help your kids travel, live with dignity. Not because you made a lucky bet, but because 30 years ago some slightly unhinged person on YouTube told you to put $100 a month into an index fund, and you actually listened. The wealthy are not, by and large, people who made one brilliant move. They're people who made one boring, consistent, unsexy decision, and then repeated it for decades, while everyone around them was chasing the next exciting thing. Boring wins, consistency wins, time wins, and compounding, quiet, patient, merciless compounding, is what happens when all 3 of those things show up together. So, here's your homework. Calculate what $100 a month invested for 30 years at 8% average returns actually becomes. Use any compound interest calculator online. It's free and it will either thrill you or make you want to cry, depending on how old you are right now. Either way, you need to see that number. You need to feel what's possible. Because the difference between building wealth and not building wealth is rarely intelligence, rarely income, and almost always just whether you started and whether you kept going. Start. Automate. Leave it alone. Reinvest everything. That's the whole playbook. 4 steps. Used it on you in under 15 minutes. If this helped, subscribe. Share it with someone who's still convinced that waiting is a strategy, And for the absolute love of financial sanity, do not pull your money out the next time the market drops. I'll see you in the next one.